This is the University of Michigan.
What a football game we're going to have here this afternoon.
You are looking live at a sold-out
103,000 Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor.
And the football game from Ann Arbor.
The nation will rock with the praises of the Maize and Blue this evening.
Where we respect integrity and honor excellence.
The jubilation and cheering long into the night.
Here come the Wolverines.
We are loyal Wolverines.
Today, your football team is #1 in the country, and it's all right here.
Standing for Midwestern values, hard work, determination, and an enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
The old season is over. It's going to be Michigan again.
We are the best university in the world. Students and athletes and professors achieving at the highest level.
You better believe it.
This is our legacy and our future. We are proud members of the Big Ten Conference in pursuit of national championships.
We'll win this championship.
We have won more games than any team in the country. No one has won more. We believe in football.
We did it.
Championship football.
What a catch!
He has off the shoulder.
McClellan up in the air. Touchdown!
Touchdown, Billy Taylor!
Shoelaces dropping in the wind.
We shy away from no challenge or opponent. We bow to no man. We bow to no program. We are Michigan.
Please welcome the class of 94's most likely to come back all the time to relive his glory days. Your host, Randy Sklar.
Yes! Hello, our Michigan. This is the signing of the stars. How about it? How you guys feeling? I'm your host, Randy Sklar. We couldn't get Jason in a Tupac hologram, so you got me. You guys okay with that? All right. Today we're in historic Hill Auditorium on the home of the campus of the University of Michigan. We're celebrating the next class of world-class student athletes to join the ranks of your Michigan Wolverines, all right? With some help from our friends at the Players Tribune, basically this is one big welcoming party, and it is gonna be fun, okay? No matter what Zach Johnson tweets, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna announce our new football signees and introduce them to the Michigan family. We got stars from stadiums and screens here today to help us out. Many of them Michigan alumni like myself, athletes, artists, engineers, educators, lovers, friends, people. People learn everything under the sun here on this beautiful campus, and I gotta tell you, I'm happy to be hosting this event tonight. It almost didn't happen. I was supposed to host this event at USC today. Harbaugh found out, slept over at my house. Climbed a tree, took off his shirt, started throwing baseballs at my neighbor, and he flipped me. I'm here, guys. I'm committed to being here today. You're going to hear that a lot. Guys, now more than ever, college recruiting and college football recruiting has skyrocketed in popularity. Social media and recruiting sites. College football fans are now privy to more and more information throughout the whole recruiting process. I mean, I'm a grown man with kids, and there are times when my daughter needs help with her math homework, and I'm in the other room just making sure a recruit's unofficial visit went well, all right? Just a minute, honey. Daddy will be right there. I'm just making sure this recruit's mom was shown the full extent of our engineering program. I'll be right there. I can't believe the celebrities that are in the house today, and you guys won't believe it either. It's amazing. This show is going to be insane, and I'm so excited because childhood hero of mine, the nature boy, Ric Flair, is here. Woo! He's pumped up. Backstage right now, he's got Red Berenson in a figure-4 leg lock, all right? It is on. Hey, for all the fans following along at home, thank you for doing that. Let's get the show trending on Twitter. Use the hashtag #NewBlue, and later in the show, we'll share a few of our favorite tweets. All right, guys, he's been on the road a lot these past few weeks, but he's so happy to be with us here today. Let's hear it for the man. Make it loud, blow the roof off for Coach Jim Harbaugh.
Thank you. Thank you. Go Blue. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Does anybody here like football? Got a question for you. I have a question for you. Who could possibly have it better than us? And who can have better friends? As Randy said, the Migos, Tom Brady, Ric Flair, Derek Jeter, John Harbaugh, Jim Leland, Desmond Howard, Shoelaces, and a great friend, in Carhartt. United, we outworked them all. Love that. I love that mantra. And that's what we want to be about. That's what we want to be about as a university, as a football program. And today we want to have fun. We want to have fun today, and we want to celebrate the youngsters who are going on to higher education, who played high school football and now going to the University of Michigan, and just celebrate that. They work so hard. Parents, families that sacrificed that they could be in this position, and now it's come. And have fun for our players that are here. A day of excitement, a day of joy, a day of fun. That's what we want this to be. Who could possibly have it better than us? Thank you very much.
Coach. Coach Harbaugh, everybody. We'll talk. Coach and I will visit with some of the recruits as they come in, but before we take, nice. It's the old tip drill. The old tip drill. Before we look at our first signee, you guys ready to see some signees? All right. Before we do that, I want to bring out a few guys who know a few things about football. One of them has a couple of Super Bowl rings. One of them has a national championship. One of them has 600,000 Twitter followers. That can't be true. A bunch of them are robots. He's got twice as many as me. I got to get social media tips from this guy. To help us break down this year's Michigan football signing class, please welcome Mike Shanahan, Lou Holtz, and Todd McShay. Right? Wait a minute. I think they're not booing, they're looing, all right? Lou Holtz, look, in comedy, there's the thing, there's an old adage, comedy equals tragedy plus time. I think it's been enough time since you've been here and broken our hearts. You can come back here and be welcome. Lou Holtz, everybody.
Thank you.
Guys, I can't wait to analyze this stuff with you, and let's get to it, all right? There's a saying that you don't know where to go until you know where you've been. Well, Michigan football certainly went a lot of places this past season, including a 41-7 statement win over Florida in the Citrus Bowl. As far as I'm concerned, Michigan's undefeated so far in 2016 with a 34-point differential. I'm just saying, Coach, let's take a look.
Sweep to Chesson, J.U. Chesson down the sidelines. Chesson will outrun him into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Wolverines. Jake Buck.
Peppers takes it at the 25, makes two guys miss, a third guy miss. What a catch by Darboh.
Spade throwing to the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan.
Touchdown, Darboh. He's in. Touchdown, Michigan. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. Michigan touchdown. Chesson, he's got some room. Touchdown, Chesson. Bails out of the pocket. Runs left. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jake Ruda.
He's got Chesson head into the end zone. Wide open in the end zone. It is caught. Chesson. Sudfeld will throw it. End zone. Batted around. It falls into play.
Bring the alarm. At champion train the rain. Bring the alarm. A warrior's blood in my veins. Bring the alarm. Right into my very last breath, nothing less. The best, giving it my all. I fought tooth and nail to clear my head of these ills. Not a moving set sail has been a test to my will. For sometimes you lose, drive, backslide, and backpedal. Before it's how I'm riding, I will not settle. This burning inside, blazing like hot kettles. My eyes are first prize, aka top
Michigan with a 29-26 heart stopper.
Go home, baby, save the excuses. Chuck the deuces. I know now I'm fit to be a champ. Laces tied up on the road to victory. The rest is history. A champ, laces tied up on the road to victory. Bring the alarm. Know the win, I was born. Bring the alarm. And the world's in my palm. Bring the alarm. It's the combo.
Going deep. Chesson is by himself.
Bring the alarm. A champion train the rain. Bring the
Slant pass, touchdown to Grant Perry. Wide open, Drake Johnson, touchdown.
nothing less. The best, giving it my all. Bring the alarm.
Amazing stuff, huh, guys? Good stuff there. Oh, yeah. Well, it's a wild ride, you guys. I actually think this year is going to be even better. Do you guys agree from what you've seen so far?
I don't think there's any doubt the best is yet to come. You look at wherever he's been, it just keeps getting better and better. What a tremendous year with tremendous leadership. And not only that, he's been able to bring in great coaches, and he's given the players he has a vision where he wants to go, and he has a plan of how to get there, and he's done it everywhere he's been. I'm just glad I'm not at Notre Dame when he was at Michigan.
I still don't know how he recruited you to come do this today.
I tell you what, he asked me. That was all.
You always go.
I have a policy. I don't go somewhere unless I'm asked, and he asked me to come, and I'm happy to do it. I've known Jim for a long time. Not many people realize first game I ever coached against Notre Dame, we had him beat, and he throws a fade route with 2 minutes to go to end up beating us, and then we played a lot of golf at Lake Nona. He would try to shoot his age. I tried to shoot my weight, but I've just had great respect for him.
Coach Shanahan, what do you think? A lot of NFL, a lot of guys playing on Sunday on this team will be in the future. What are you seeing?
Well, to be honest with you, when I first watched Jim come to the NFL, you're taking a look at what he was going to do, and the things that you look for is a guy, number one, that has a chance to win Super Bowls. And when you go to the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl three years in a row, you're doing something that most people can't do. But he brings a balanced attack, which I think these young guys coming in, these recruits, are going to see that it's going to translate for them, not only getting ready for college ball, but pro ball as well.
Totally. And Todd, you've seen this a bunch. You know, you're well familiar with all these guys. What do you see from this Michigan team moving forward?
Well, I think, you look at what this team was able to do with another group's players, and now this is the first major step towards putting the right players with this system. And you see it. I mean, just look at the recruiting class. The tight ends, obviously, a major part of what they want to do. The offensive linemen, they need to improve the speed and athleticism on the perimeter, but they're never going to be that team necessarily. They want to be what Coach Harbaugh has always been, a physical football team that will line up with, it seems like 9 or 10 offensive linemen at times. They'll move them around and motion them and flip them and do all sorts of crazy stuff, but at the end of the day, they're a power football team, and you're seeing the personnel is going to start to match the scheme.
I agree. All right, well, today we're fortunate to have several former and current Michigan football players here in the house. Stand up if you played for the Maize and Blue, if you have. Let's give them a round of applause if you play for the Maize and Blue. All right. Thank you. These guys should be allowed to board planes right after the military, right? I love these guys.
Those are, and Randy, those are all our players.
I know.
They're nobody else's players but ours, and we love them. They're the best. Love you guys. Great job.
Right on, all the way. We're also lucky to have a handful of early enrollees whose class schedules allowed them to be here today. Now, if we announce a signee and he's not here, it's because he's in class. This is Michigan. Yep. We're here in Ann Arbor, or back home finishing up his senior year of high school. Can you imagine what it's like for these kids right now? I mean, it's a pivotal moment in their lives, and yet they're turning their attention to academics. We are so fortunate to have the chance here, all of you here, to celebrate their commitments. We'll hear more from our panel of experts. Thank you guys about our recruits. But first, let's hear from another expert, Michigan's own. I've had a chance to work with him. I love him. Adam Schefter. Shefty, take it away.
Michigan has produced both great men and outstanding quarterbacks. Just look at the long list of quarterbacks to assimilate in Ann Arbor. Jim Harbaugh, Tom Brady, Todd Collins, Elvis Grbac, Brian Griese, Chad Henne, Denard Robinson, and now we have one more to add to the list. This is now Brandon Peters' time. This is now Brandon Peters' opportunity. This is now his invitation to become the next in a long line of great Michigan men and outstanding quarterbacks. But it's not just Brandon. Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines are putting together a class that sources tell me will be talked about for years to come. We all remember the Fab Five, but this class might very well one day be dubbed the Fab 25. It could turn out to be that unique, that memorable, that special.
Thank you, Shefty. All right. Thank you, Shefty. Ladies and gentlemen, our newest quarterback, Brandon Peters, everybody. Brandon Peters. Right, here he comes, making his way. Brandon, welcome, welcome. Here you go, man. How's it feel to be on campus in Ann Arbor? How's it feel right now?
It's pretty awesome, actually. Classes are going well, so.
Classes are going well for you?
Yeah, excited to be here.
That's great. Now, Coach Harbaugh compared you at one point early in your recruitment to Andrew Luck. That's high praise, my friend. What did you see in him that really caught your eye as a quarterback and made you make that comparison?
You know, I watched them both when Andrew was a junior in high school and saw a lot of the similar things in Brandon, a natural player, not an over-coached, over-mechanicked, but naturally out there playing, hitting receivers, running, making first downs, leading his team. He's a winner, and very, very similar in stature and things like that, but most of all, just naturally playing the game of football.
Which I know you love. Well, let's take a look at some of Brandon's highlights. Throw it on the big screen right here.
I'm pretty excited to be here at Michigan. We're definitely doing some big things in our recruiting class. There's a bunch of different movements and stuff that I've never even learned before. We're all going through the same thing, so it's like easy to connect with them and get along with them and get to know them well too. The responsibility of being a quarterback here at Michigan on and off the field. First, off the field, you have to make good decisions and be a good leader with your actions. And on the field, I mean, it's a big, big responsibility. You got to know everything that's going on, what the line's doing, what your receivers are doing, what you're doing. Responsibilities for everything to go pretty good and smooth. I'm pretty excited for it. Can't wait.
Peters. I'm excited. Pretty amazing kid. I mean, he does have a deep voice like Luck, although not as deep as him. Andrew Luck sounds like he swallowed Andre the Giant, right?
Andrew Luck has a megaphone for a voice.
For a deep voice.
Coach, Brandon, will be a process. We'll get him there.
That's right. We'll get him there. Guys, what did you think of when you see Brandon Peters and you see some of the film on him? What do you guys think?
Well, first of all, you see a quarterback with the ideal height, 6'5". You go to ESPN's four-star prospect is a rating that they have, and the number 3 overall pro-style quarterback in the nation. Number 1 prospect at any position in Indiana. He's going to have to get off Jake Rudock's diet and start getting on Andrew Luck's diet, put on a couple pounds to that 6'5" frame, but he's very talented. Sorry, Jake.
The height requirement that I had for our quarterback, his feet had to touch the ground. If they didn't touch the ground, he's too short. But what is important, who's going to put the ball in the end zone, because you cannot win without a quarterback. You can lose with one, you cannot win one without one. The leadership, knowing what to expect, just watching his throwing motion, his talent, his demeanor on the field, he's also going to be a leader. And the quarterback is nothing more than a reflection of the head football coach. I'd say the quarterback, if you and I are on the same page, I don't care if nobody else on our team shows up, we'll find a way to win. That worked except when we played Michigan. But
that's a great point.
When you look at that quarterback, at least from my perspective, you're looking for a guy that has all the intangibles, and that usually plays out in time. But you see that he's big, he's strong, he's got a live arm, and is an excellent basketball player. And when you're an excellent basketball player, you're looking for that athletic ability to be able to make plays when they're not there. And my understanding, you've got that ability.
That's great. And you're a big proponent of guys who play other sports as well.
Absolutely. It's athletic reps. The more sports you play, the better. And I've always loved Coach Holtz, one of my favorite coaches of all time. He had a great coaching point that I've given to all my quarterbacks everywhere I've been, and that's to tell them that they will not throw 7 interceptions in a season. And quarterbacks always say, well, why is that, Coach? Is that because of our scheme? Is that because the way you're going to coach me? No, Coach Holtz, tell them why.
I said you will not throw 17 interceptions like you did as a junior. I said, that's great. It's the way you run the routes to read the coverage. I said, no, when you get to 6, you ain't playing anymore.
Very, very true. Thank you, guys.
I told you that, Jake.
He knows.
True story, Steve Barlow.
All right, very good, guys. Our next presenter has held a lot of titles. Super Bowl champion, national champion right here at Michigan. A man who's comfortable wearing Ugg boots in mixed company. Let's hear it for one of the most famous Michigan men of all time. A guy who, when it's all said and done, will go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Tom Brady.
Thank you.
Tom.
I love you here, Tom.
I love them.
Yes.
It's a special place.
Tom, this is exactly how National Signing Day was for you, right? The exact same thing.
Slightly different.
What was it like for you when you were signed on National Signing Day, or you signed on National Signing Day?
Oh, man. I don't remember that quite like I used to.
It was a long time. It was like the
nothing
90s.
like it is now. So I hope these young men that come in here understand that it's not always like this.
Yeah.
But there's quite a few challenges they'll probably have to overcome. There was a great saying, obviously, at Michigan, those who stay will be champions. So
we added to that now.
Yeah, you added to that.
We added to those
Tell
who
me
stay.
more.
If you try hard, you will stay.
And those who try hard and stay will be champions. I love
Those
that.
who try hard stay.
That's good.
Try hard and you'll stay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Is that on Twitter? Can you make that in the 80 characters or whatever that you?
It's a sign in our building, right above those who stay will be champions.
Yeah.
Now wait a minute.
Above that,
There was
try hard,
actually
you'll
a
stay.
great story about our 1997 championship team, and we got up on the board, and Coach Carr asked the team. He said, "What should some of our goals be?" And just like previous years, and we used to write them down, we carry them in our wallet, and there were so many goals. There was like 15 goals. Win at home, do this, do that, do that. And our fullback, who was a great player for Michigan, and he's from the state of Michigan, Chris Floyd, said, "How about we just have one? Just win."
Yeah.
And we
Sounds
just
like
won
Al
that
Davis.
year.
And you did it. And you did it. I want to know what it's like being from California, coming out here for your first winter. We got a couple of California kids coming. I mean, what was it like, your first Michigan winter here?
It was rough. There was I wasn't quite sure what to expect. My roommate and some of my best friends are here, but from growing up in school, but they taught me some of the ropes. There was one from just outside of Chicago, and then my roommate was outside of Cleveland and went to St. Ignatius. So they taught me what a North Face jacket was, or somewhere. And actually, Big Johnny would just give me a nice warm coat. Thanks, Big Johnny.
We got global
keep me nice
warming now, Tom. So I mean, that's really helped recruiting.
Absolutely.
It's really good for Michigan.
Right.
It's good for us.
It was beautiful today, I'll tell you that. A beautiful Michigan day.
That's right. Now you're pretty busy with your day job, but do you get a chance to check out some of the Michigan games when they're on? How often do you watch and keep track?
I watch every single game. I follow it on the plane.
That's right. That's right.
And I think our biggest recruiting day was last year when we got Coach Harbaugh back. So
That's right. That's right. I agree. Well,
I think like every organization, greatness starts at the top. And I've competed against them and lost.
Can I get that in writing?
Yeah. But we got the right man for the job.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Well, in that vein, I'm so happy you're here. In that vein,
I just can't believe we have a Notre Dame coach sitting over there on the other
I know.
side. I still can't believe
That's
that.
how good Harbaugh
They're not booing,
is.
they're saying Lou.
They're saying Lou. Will you announce our next recruit?
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, Coach Harbaugh has made a lot of news with his overnight visits to recruits, so let's check in with one of those families. Bruce and Heidi.
There they are.
Yeah. All right.
How you doing, guys?
During the recruiting process, Coach Harbaugh made a great impression on our family and Quinn.
And we are very proud to announce that Quinn Nordine is going to become part of the Michigan football family.
Woo! That's awesome. All right. Go Blue. Thank you, guys. Coach, that just goes to show sometimes you got to sleep on a rickety pull-out couch to get a guy like this to pull him off. Well, we'll take this.
It was one of the most comfortable beds I've ever slept in, actually.
Tempur-Pedic. I'm sure Tempur-Pedic.
Slept in Quinn's sister's room. She wasn't there, but
Thankfully.
very comfortable.
It's a
very
family
comfortable
show.
bed.
All right. Let's take a look at Quinn Nordine. How about it, you guys?
Guys, I'm no kicker specialist, but you just look at the numbers and some of the tape there. Big leg, you see it, very obvious. Punted only 10 times as a senior, but 7 of those 10 over 50 yards. Big kickoff specialist as well. 19 of 23 kickoffs went for touchbacks as a senior. 22 of 29 went for touchbacks as a junior. Only had to kick 3 field goals, made 2 of them. 1 was 51 yards. Obviously, he's one of the premier kicking prospects in the country.
Well, if I had somebody that only punted 10 times, I'd recruit the offensive line. I'm right there, but I tell you, you know, I got to say this, recruiting has changed so much. There used to be a time when I first started and my birthday candles cost more than a cake, so you know that was many years ago. You could visit an athlete as often as you want. Now you can only visit them one time. That's why the one visit, you have to really make a great impression on the family, whether it's climbing a tree, sleeping over. But I credit him by making an impression, and a kicker is absolutely invaluable to you. I lost at least 5 games that I know of because we missed an extra point or something along that line. So congratulations, Jim. That's an integral part.
So great.
Thank you.
All right. Tom.
And Bruce Nordine cooks a mean waffle, too. I mean,
I'm sure he did. Tom, you want to introduce our next recruit?
Absolutely. I'm excited to announce the next signee who carried the rock up and down the field at the Big House hundreds of times. I'm thrilled to give this guy his first official handoff. Please welcome one of Michigan's football's newest running backs, Kingston Davis.
Kingston Davis, everybody. Here. Kingston, welcome, man. How you feeling? How does it feel to be a part of this family?
It feels really great. This is an amazing family. I love being here. I just love everything about it. Go Blue.
Yeah, go Blue. I agree. I mean, he's in a suit right now, but you can tell this is a big kid. This is a big kid. What do you expect him to do for Michigan?
You're looking sharp, Kingston.
You are looking sharp.
I love big backs. Love big, athletic backs. That.
Yep.
It's real football.
Yep.
Now, and Kingston comes from the great state of Alabama, and he has a heart for football. And so glad to have him.
So glad too. Let's take a look at some of Kingston's highlights.
Being recruited by Michigan, it was an amazing feeling. Just have it offered by a dynasty like this program was great. The talent level is very high. Your expectations as a player is very high, and you have to live up to it. I feel like I can do that. This is the dream for me, playing college football. I wanted to do this since my 9th grade year. I'm just very thankful. People here in Ann Arbor, they're great. I love them, especially the fans. I'm just trying to prove myself. The workouts are very hard. I'm getting used to it. And schoolwork, from 7 to 10. I get home, exhausted, go to sleep, wake up next morning, do the same thing. Michigan football means everything to me.
You just see watching there, this guy doesn't like to dance. There's no hesitation. He's a north-south runner. It makes him a perfect fit. He's a true power back. Listen to these numbers. 36-25, 3,625 rushing yards, 39 touchdowns in the last 3 years at Prattville High. Pretty impressive.
When you take a look at running off tackle, running inside, running outside, he's a young Tyrone Wheatley. He's that type of player. Congrats.
What impresses me is how talented they must be academically as well to graduate in 3.5 years to be able to come here early. I think that's the greatest compliment because intelligence is imperative.
All right. Thank you, guys. Let's keep the show going. Our next guest was born and raised in Michigan. She went to college right here in Ann Arbor. Her first broadcasting job was up the road in Traverse City. She's the only woman ever to drive a car on Mackinac Island, I believe. She's one of the most recognized faces on television. Please welcome someone I've enjoyed working with, my good friend Dana Jacobson, everybody. Dana Jacobson.
You should be excited to watch him play for the Wolverines. He's out of Cedar Creek High School in southern New Jersey, and he's cut from the same cloth as some of the Michigan receivers we've seen in recent years. That sort of toughness, big rangy target, oozing confidence. I'm talking like a Devin Funchess or Braylon Edwards, Ty Streets, David Terrell even. So think along those lines, and trust me when I say you're going to enjoy watching Mitchell play as Michigan loads up on playmakers on offense.
Ooh. Amir Mitchell, everybody. Amir Mitchell. Let's give a round of applause for Amir Mitchell. What's up, man? Yes. Oh. Welcome, welcome. Amir Mitchell. Here you go, buddy. All right, buddy, you're here. What drew you to this program and Coach Harbaugh?
You know, it's just, the academics part is really what brought me here. That's, very important with me and my mom and my family.
That's great. That's awesome. You're going to do great here. You can tell you're a big athletic guy. Coach, what did you see in Amir?
A real competitor, competes for the catch, wherever it's at, big catch radius, and he's a winner. I think you're going to see of a lot of our guys. I mean, they were state champions.
Yeah.
Like Amir's team, or they were in the finals or in the semifinals, and here's a guy that's leading the way. He's a winner. He's a competitor. He's a leader.
All right, let's take a look at Amir. How about it?
Being a part of the Michigan football program is unbelievable. It's a dream come true. I always dreamed about it from a young age. So finally being able to be here is a blessing. When that happened, it was just like, wow, it's finally here. It's time to take the journey and go on and do big things in the big house. My favorite thing about Ann Arbor is definitely the people. They treat us with respect, and there's always greatness and always looking for a helping hand. The bar is high. We all know we have high expectations, and it's all one goal, and that's the national championship. It's really a family bond here, and that's what's going to get us to the next level.
Amir Mitchell. Yeah. Awesome, buddy.
Amir Mitchell, obviously the first thing that stands out is the size, the frame. 6'3", a big target. All quarterbacks. I know Brady loves big targets. Rudolph loves, all quarterbacks love guys that can go down the field, and when you put the 50-50 ball up there, he can go up and make the play. Talking about a receiver's 33rd best according to the rankings for ESPN, and I think versatility too. He has experience as a ball carrier and someone that you can use in some different roles. A lot to like about this young man.
I think Brandon Peters is a great quarterback, but he doesn't catch real well. He can half throw and catch at the same time. So you have to have a great receiver who can go out and get it. And if you get a great receiver in college football today or pro, it forces double coverage, which makes it much more easier for the tailback to be able to run the football. So you're putting together the whole complete team. You can't do it with just one position of center, and Jim's done a great job in bringing what I think will be a championship team together.
My question to Tom Brady is, he's never had a wide receiver with that type of catch radius, but he would like one.
Tom's used to receivers that are my size. You know what I mean? I've been described as the Danny Amendola of Julian Edelman's before, so I know. I'm better looking. I'm kidding. No, but look, we're lucky that we have these big targets. Now, today is a big deal, right? It is. We got a lot of help from Players Tribune, which was founded by one of the greatest shortstops of all time, one of the greatest Yankees of all time, one of the greatest baseball players of all time. First ballot Hall of Famer, definitely. He's got as many rings as the Olympic yogo. Here he is, Mr. November, Derek Jeter. Jeter. Sports royalty up here on this couch. Are you looking at this right now? Amazing. All right, tell us about the Players Tribune and the Our Michigan project, if you will.
Oh, well, for those of you that don't know, I started the Players Tribune about a year ago, right after I retired, and we wanted to give athletes a platform where they can tell their stories exactly how they want to do it, and really allow them to set the agenda of the story as opposed to the media. And it's a trusted platform where if you go on it, you see a lot of athletes sharing a lot of intimate stories. We had a great story from Coach.
Yeah, I read that. Fantastic
great story
article
from
that
Coach
you wrote.
over there.
Very emotional.
And being here with University of Michigan, it was a passion project for me. So I told everyone at the Tribune they'd be fired unless they got this deal done. So.
Well, I'm happy this is streaming on the site today, and you've worked with a lot of great coaches, Joe Torre, just amazing coaches. What do you think of Harbaugh as a coach?
It's been awesome. I mean, I told Coach I had an opportunity to come to a game this year, and I told him I knew he was coming here a couple years ago. I was telling all my friends I was seeing how it was playing out in San Francisco, and that Michigan would swoop right in there and bring him here. So he's brought excitement back to the university and to the program, as you can see today.
Totally.
And I want to say, I mean, the coaching is a team effort, and as Lou Holtz once said, like Abraham, I will die leaning on my staff. And Coach Drevno, Coach Fish, Coach Harbaugh, Coach Brown, Coach Jackson, Coach Zordich, Coach Madison, Coach Wheatley. Nobody gets more support than we do.
Totally. Well, Derek, can you introduce the next signee for us?
Yeah, Michigan has always been a very important place to me, and to see the impact that Coach has had on this historic program has been amazing. So 2016 is shaping up to be a dominant year thanks to this great recruiting class. I'm proud to introduce a couple of signees who couldn't be here today. They're back home in New Jersey finishing up their senior year. I love the Michigan East Coast connection. So let's hear it for the defensive end, Ron Johnson, and defensive tackle, Michael Dwumfor.
All right.
I'm also excited to announce running back Kareem Walker, one of our early enrollees who's with us this morning. Come on up, Kareem.
Come on up here, Kareem. Let's keep it going. Kareem Walker, everybody. Kareem Walker. All right, let's take a look at Kareem and some of his other players up here on the big screen.
Being part of the football program means a lot. You know, the tradition, the excellence. I know what we got to do moving forward and what's the expectations from not only the coaches, but the state of Michigan and everyone who's a Michigan football fan. You know, they're expecting a lot out of the 2016 class, seeing what Coach Harbaugh did with the class that Brady Hoke did. So, you know, I'm prepared. I'm ready to go and show people, you know, show the doubters what we got. I'm really proud to be a part of it because I know my level that I want to go to. You know, they're going to take me there, and I'm going to let them take me there. Just let them coach me up. The training is good. I'm doing things I never thought I could do.
Kareem Walker.
His ability to get up the field, 196 tackles and 13 sacks. When you go back and look at the last 2 years of production for Johnson, let the tape do the talking.
Yeah,
describe, I was reading in one of the scouting reports, is an absolute dominant presence, a punishing presence in the trenches, and a guy that can come in and bring some versatility. 6'4", 245 pounds. I think the number one thing is, going back to those 13 sacks, is the pass rush, the ability to get up the field and get after the quarterback. As you see here, that's Ron Johnson along the defensive line at the end.
Yeah.
All right, right back into it. Michael Dwumfor, defensive tackle, 6'2", 310 pounds. Last couple years, 97 tackles, 29 tackles for loss, 10 sacks. Productive, disruptive, and makes it real easy to talk about him when he makes plays like that.
Well, I've never seen a quarterback throw very well from a supine position on his back. And consequently, when you get a pass rush, you get the big defensive lineman like that. That's where championships start. And with a great defensive staff you have, they made a wise choice to come here because they'll be very well coached. And they'll become better here than had they gone anywhere else.
When you take a look at the running back position, you take a look at a running back that can run inside and outside, or the type of system that Jim uses. They got unbalanced lines, they got overshifts, zone blocking schemes. A perfect system for a running back. It's 50-50. There's not too many teams in the country that give a running back a chance to do what they want to do. When I take a look at the defense, you take a look at two defensive ends that are fast and quick. And you got to have pass rush ability to succeed at any level, and that's a big gift for Michigan.
It's a great point. And how about kudos to Kareem Walker for having slow-mo in his high school video? Usually that stuff is shot on a Walter White flip phone. That was amazing, dude. How does it feel to be here?
It feels good to be here. I love being on campus and being around the guys on the team.
And early enrollee, you're meeting some of the guys who are going to be on the team. How does that feel?
It feels good. You know, I love working out with those guys. It feels good to be here. They always push me. They want me to be the best I could be.
Agreed. Coach, you saw this guy, obviously a prize recruit. How happy are you to have him in the running back corps now?
Well, so happy. He runs the ball a lot, too. I mean, they gave him the ball 25, 26, 30 times a game. He's a great, durable back. And the other thing I want to compliment him on, he's been here since January 6th, and you know, already one of our great ambassadors. He was a great recruiter, hosted guys when they were on their visits, and he's got a big heart and very outgoing and great personality. I look forward to him connecting to all the other Michigan students. They're going to love him.
Let's hear it for Kareem Walker, everybody. Yeah. All right. All right. Our next presenters are from Atlanta but have a deep connection to Harbaugh. Their friendship was founded on Twitter, and it remains the bedrock of our great organization. They brought dabbing to Cam Newton, the NFL, and they've been giving lessons backstage to baseball legend Jim Leland. For those of you who said there aren't enough Jim Leland-Migos collabos happening in this world, you're in luck, because here they are, Jim Leland and Migos.
What's up, Michigan? We're here to introduce two linebackers to play with y'all this year. But first, we got a dab on them. Show them, Jim.
Love it.
You didn't know I've been doing that dab for a long time. And now let's meet two of Michigan's newest recruits, Josh Usay, Ilese, and Buse.
Josh Boucher, 6'2", 215-pound linebacker you see here. Very productive as well. Up the field player. Will add some bulk as he gets with the strength and conditioning group, but all over the field, really good nose for the football.
The thing that impresses me that they're going to get the chance to practice every day against outstanding football players. Sometimes you're going to practice against better players. You're going to play on Saturday, and that makes you better, gives you a better chance not only to graduate but go on to the pro by competing every day against great athletes, and that's what we're seeing here.
Great thing about it, he can play in the nickel, he can play in the dime, he can play outside. You can use him in a lot of different areas that will give a defense a chance to be successful.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of these players who are defensive linemen that can play several places along the defensive front, linebackers that can be that overhang and cover, and the versatility that you really have to have matching up against a lot of the spread offenses that you do.
You're exactly right. When you take a look at all these 3 and 4 wide receiver sets, you have to have players like this to be successful.
And then the next guy up, Elise Mbuse. To me, I mean, another guy in that mold, 6'3", 232 pounds. He's a thumper. When you watch just a little bit of him, he's a physical inside presence. I think he has all the tools to come in and play early in his career. He's tough, he's physical. He's that, like I said, that presence in the middle of a defense at the inside linebacker position.
Well, they're just, you have talent. People make plays, and you can't hide great athletes. I don't care what level you play on, whether Division I, Division V in high school, the talent is going to come out. And the thing that you say about every defensive player that impresses me, they're physical, they're tough. You don't have to give them a pep talk to go out and hit somebody, just arrive there in a bad mood.
I agree with you 100%. He's got playing speed, and he is physical. That's what you look for.
Oh, and Michigan is losing a couple of their veteran linebackers too, so some opportunities for these young guys to come in and try to compete right away.
Absolutely. All right, now when I think of our next presenter, I don't really think about the dozen of Michigan records that he's set or tied, or his Heisman Trophy, or his Super Bowl ring. All that pales in comparison to his acting turns on Living Single and Everybody Loves Raymond. But even those award-winning performances don't match up to the run, and I'll never forget that punt return for a touchdown during the '91 Michigan game against that school down south. Final score, 31-3. How do I know? I was in the stands that day to see it. Please give a big round of applause for our own human highlight reel, Desmond Howard.
You guys are far too kind. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming out here this afternoon. It's an amazing day here in Ann Arbor. I love you more. I like that. Thank you. Appreciate it. I stand before you today as an alum, an athlete, a friend. I've been on the field in the maize and blue, and I know what it's like to look up in the stands and see more than 100,000 fans screaming, cheering, shouting your name when you step onto the field in the big house as a Michigan wide receiver. You guys gotta know that I'll be keeping a close eye on these next 3 recruits, these 3 wideouts who will be leaving their opponents in the dust. They're in school right now. They're not in school right now, but they'll be on campus soon. We got Dylan Crawford, Brad Hawkins, and Chris Evans. Welcome to Michigan.
I feel like we should have Desmond break all this tape down here for us. See the speed there on getting down the field. This is Dylan Crawford, 6'1", 183 pounds. Very productive, as all these players have been. 2,700 receiving yards and 30 touchdowns the last 3 years. Good speed, better quickness, I think, natural instincts, and really can transition up the field, catching the ball quickly and create after the catch.
Big play speed guy. Punt return, play all the different positions. You don't have too many of these guys on your football team. This is what you want.
I love the people that play both defensive back and wide receiver, because if they do go to defense, they can play the ball in the air. And you look at game, the big plays today are turned in by wide receivers more than running backs, and that's not the way it used to be now. The wide receivers make a tremendous impact, and I'd have to say Desmond Howard was one of the guys that started it.
Brad Hawkins, coming from Camden, New Jersey. A lot of these guys from Jersey, all over the place, with several Jersey guys coming in. Last 2 years, Brad Hawkins, 92 catches, 1,292 yards, 18 touchdowns. Also rushed for 379 yards, 6 touchdowns. And Coach, to your point, 93 tackles and 3 interceptions. plays both sides. If it doesn't work out on one position, it can work at the other.
He's worth 2 scholarships, Jim, at least. I mean, he can do it all. But this is the thing. And you know what? Brandon Peters, I guarantee you, and I don't even know this, had a lot to do with recruiting athletes like his. Because if you're going to be a good receiver, you want to go where there's a quarterback that has the efficiency to throw the ball as well.
And then finally, with Chris Evans, he's coming to school as an athlete, a guy that can do a lot of different things. He has speed, has explosiveness. You know, as a coach, when you bring a player in like this that can play multiple positions and do different things, what's the approach? What do you try to do early on to get a feel for maybe what they can and can't do?
Well, sometimes you take a look at a big wide receiver and may play just your flanker or your Z position. Other receivers, you're not really sure. You'll have to kind of put them through practice to see. But they have enough different skill sets where you can play them a lot of different positions, and that's what you're looking for.
Well, when you talk about just an athlete, people that can do things, that's the type of guy that can turn out the light and get in bed before it gets dark. You know, he just has great quickness. And you can't always, I've never seen anybody intercept a snap from center. So when you get an athlete, we're going to get you the ball, whether we hand it to you, throw it to you, or kick it to you.
I'll tell you something about Chris. Chris is a running back. He is a slot receiver. He is a great athlete. Of all the guys we recruited this year, I mean, he really understands angles, moves. All our guys are athletic. These 3 right here, long, athletic. Brad Hawkins, physical, tough type of receiver. And Dylan Crawford is a smooth, athletic guy. But the thing they all have in common is they're very long, they're very athletic, and all really smart.
Did anyone else catch the ball or run the ball when you watched this tape? I mean, look, these numbers are 472 rushes in the last 3 years, 128 catches, 40 rushing touchdowns, 19 receiving touchdowns. He's selfish, man.
He's good. He likes to win. He likes to win. All right, our next presenters are both Michiganders.
Savvy, too.
That's right. One risks his life every day when he comes to work. The other is a NASCAR driver. Please welcome NASCAR Sprint Car champion Braz Keselowski and professor of history and Michigan sports historian Tyron Stewart, everybody.
Good afternoon, Michigan. Let's hear it. Coach Harbaugh, what a class. I'm thrilled to be here with my fellow Michigan fans because I was born in the state and grew up loving Michigan football. And I'm so fortunate to know so many wonderful people here in Ann Arbor, and I'm excited about the 2016 season, just like all of you guys. And so is our next signee. He's off to a fast start already, and I like fast starts. I'm a race car driver. He's already enrolled, and he's already hitting the books.
Not only is he an amazing athlete, he's quite a scholar. The engineering major has the highest high school GPA of the 2016 class. Give it up.
Being part of Michigan football means having a great responsibility to do your best and try as hard as you can. Coach Jay visited my high school. When they reached out to me, I was really excited, and they definitely were #1 on my list the whole time. It was a great feeling to have someone supporting you. All the guys are really accepting and welcoming. It's a great family. The most challenging part is balancing classes, studying, and still working out. Getting some football work in, developing my skills, being in the weight room with the whole team. It's really cool.
First thing you see with Sean, 6'5", 240, he's got a great frame. Now, he's from Massachusetts. It appears to be an Irish name, so I have a special place in my heart for this young man. Of course, he was either going to be an offensive lineman or a tight end. That's all we produce in Massachusetts. Second best overall prospect in that state, and a guy that is tough and physical, and really, I think, fits perfectly with what Coach Harbaugh and the coaching staff here at Michigan wants to do.
Tight end play a very prominent role in his offense. That wasn't the case with mine, but here's what goes through my mind. I see how excited you are to see those athletes here. But I want you to also realize how excited the family must be. Number one, they got a $200,000 gift to educate. There isn't going to be any debt when they get out. But more importantly, this is not a 4-year decision, it's a 40-year decision. Second most important decision they'll ever make in their life. And as a parent, to have your son come into this environment with 100,000 people each week getting a great education, have a great future, I just think how excited the family has to be as well.
I believe he really looked forward to be a tight end and being in Jim Harbaugh's offense because he utilizes the unbalanced line, 2 tight end sets. It gives him a chance not only to block, but a chance to do something in the passing game as well. Empty sets out of all different type of position groups. They'll get their chance to be tested and get ready.
And look at the history, too, of it. Kobe Fleener, Zach Ertz, Toilola. I mean, everywhere Coach has been, he's featured that tight end. And why would you go anywhere else if you're a tight end and you've got the ability to come in here and play at Michigan?
Totally.
And you know, great thing about Sean, you know, we wanted somebody that could block, and we wanted to see the evidence of that. We didn't want a tight end who was just another route runner only. And he plays in maybe Coach Shanahan's maybe. How do you feel about the wing T, Coach? That one of your favorite offenses? He didn't do a lot of pass routes. He can run. He's about a 4.7 40 guy, but we saw that he could block, and that's what we want to see out of our tight ends.
So cool. All right, up next, a presenter with strong ties to the Harbaugh family. You could say he's closer to Coach than anyone else in the world. From the Baltimore Ravens, Joe Flacco. Kidding, joking. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Super Bowl champion Coach John Harbaugh.
All right. Thank you. Go Blue. Go Blue. Hey, we are excited to continue to build a tight end class here at the University of Michigan. I know how much Jim loves to use the tight ends with the running game, wide receivers, everybody. But we got a great one from Florida, and you're going to get introduced here to Nick Eubanks.
I love the music here. 70s jams. Eubanks, I mean, he's one of the best athletes at the tight end position in this class. You look at all of the rankings, 4-star prospect by ESPN, number 2 tight end in the country, 46th best prospect at any position in the state of Florida, and we know how much talent comes out of that state. He's going to have to develop a little bit to become that blocker that Coach wants, but one thing he can do is stretch the seams and get down the field and create some mismatches one-on-one as a pass catcher.
We had a tight end named Shannon Sharp that was a wide receiver, converted him to tight end.
He was pretty good.
He wasn't too bad. Then you can have some tight ends you can convert to wide receiver, but at the end of the day, they've got to be able to do both to be difference makers.
He looked like a tackle got lost coming out of the huddle. 6'6" tight end.
Funny story now. I got my brother up here. Nick is 6'6", 230, 240. I mean, he's a just what you'd want in a tight end. I sent a picture to John. It was a picture of Nick and I standing together, and I sent him over the phone. He said, "Forget Michigan, just have him come to the Baltimore Ravens." True story? True story. Are we allowed to do that?
No, you're not.
Your time's coming. Your time's coming.
It's pipeline. Well, it's great. All right, our next presenters brought cheese curds and frozen custard for everyone, which is Wisconsin's version of bringing the noise and bringing the funk. Let's all say hello to Jessica Zor and former Michigan linebacker and captain Jake Ryan.
Emissary from the Great White North, but don't hate me because I'm a cheesehead. Love me because the state of Wisconsin produces awesome athletes, and you're about to benefit from it.
No matter where you're from, Michigan produces awesome student athletes. Some of us just go and play in Green Bay.
No biggie.
Our next signee on campus is not on campus yet, but let's give a Wolverine welcome to offensive tackle Ben Bredesen.
Ben Bredesen, highly decorated. You look at all the different rankings and everyone that puts out these awards, and he's right near the top of it. The number 50 overall player at any position on ESPN's 300. And you just see how dominant that he is. Joe Thomas Award winner is the top offensive lineman in the state of Wisconsin. You're not loving this if you're a Badgers fan, because they make a living on keeping their offensive linemen in state, and they just lost a really good one.
Everything starts with the offensive line. I've always believed that, and your leaders are going to be in the offensive line, because the only satisfaction they receive is moving the football, and being able to block and be able to pass protect is absolutely critical.
This guy's a great player. He can play any position on the offensive line, left tackle, guard, center, whatever he wants to play. It's hard to find these guys. When you get one, it's very special.
Very good.
Hey,
Yeah,
Randy,
what'd you think?
This is the top lineman in the state of Wisconsin, and they produce great college players, pro players every single year. Ben he'll be even better than advertised. He's a great player, and his brother Jack is a freshman pitcher here on the baseball team. Someday we'll get his younger brother Max too. So.
All right, let's take a look at a few more friends who sent in a message right here.
Michigan Wolverines are making national headlines today, putting together a class that will be talked about for years to come.
I want to congratulate the Michigan program on a great recruiting class.
And I can't tell you how much I envy you guys to get to be the student athletes that represent the University of Michigan wearing the maize and blue.
Coach Harbaugh and his staff and his program have put together the #1 recruiting class in the nation, from Kareem Walker to Kingston Davis to all of you out there getting set to take the field in 2016 and beyond for the maize and blue. I am so fired up.
Players that have agreed to participate and play for the university is outstanding. Definitely builds on the momentum of last season's team.
Hey, Takeoff, I heard the Michigan Wolverine was dabbing, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Shout out to Michigan, man.
Go Blue!
I'd like to congratulate all of you guys with the signing of the University of Michigan, the best school in the country. Go Blue.
To me, the University of Michigan means the team, tradition.
Just the idea of running down that tunnel, running out on that field, reaching up, tagging that banner.
Growing up as a kid, everybody wants to go to the University of Michigan because it's the winningest program in the United States.
In Zoolander, the backstory for Hansel, my character is that I went to the University of Michigan. In fact, I learned the Michigan fight song, The Victors. I learned it on piano there. Yeah. It's nice. So it means a lot to me.
I just want to tell you a little story. Before joining forces with Dr. Evil in a fight against Austin Powers, I actually graduated from the University of Michigan and graduated with a degree in LSNA and a minor in evil.
I wish I could be in Ann Arbor today and shake hands again with Michigan greats, Tom Brady and Desmond Howard and Derek Jeter. And I want to congratulate each of you on making the decision to become Wolverines in 2016. Oh my, go Blue.
The class that the Michigan staff is putting together this year could be dubbed the Fab A Squared. Oh, and by the way, go Blue.
All right, Jalen Rose. All right.
It's that special from top to bottom. Back to you.
Ann Arbor. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen TMZ camped outside of Zingerman's, guys. Our next presenter keeps the star quotient high. He couldn't be here in person to introduce our next recruit, but when it comes to football, his resume is impeccable. Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, Indianapolis Colts, Carolina Panthers, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, Chicago Blitz. Should I go on? Why not? Montreal Alouettes, Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Grey Cup champs with both teams, and of course his alma mater, the team that strikes fear in the hearts of every opponent, the NYU Violets. From a football executive perspective, there is no one wiser. These guys will agree. Bill Polian.
In South Florida, son of a coach, former #1 draft choice, and state champion. He embodies everything Coach Harbaugh looks for. Harbaugh and his staff had their sights set on was Devin Bush Jr. from Flanagan High School and a defensive player. Smart, fast, and physical. Devin has a chance to be one of the leaders and best, not only in the Big Ten, but around the country. This is a great signing for Michigan.
Let's hear it for Devin Bush, everybody. Devin Bush! Devin Bush! So good to have you here, Devin. Your teammates, already chemistry. Got to see right there. It was down the wire. Your dad went to Florida State. You chose Michigan. Grab that mic. What was your thought process as you chose this school? And it was a pretty interesting decision. We're so happy you're here. But what was your thought process?
My thought process in this whole thing was, you know, Florida State been there. You know, they've been playing for national titles in the playoffs for a couple years now. Coach Harbaugh came to Michigan, and I think it's time to bring one here.
That's right. Let's roll his package. Let's check out Devin Bush, everybody. Let's check him out.
Michigan football means toughness. In every game, every practice, you're gonna work hard. There's no way around it. There's more technique involved. There's more coaching, and there's more better ways to do things. They're gonna push you to be the best person you can be on and off the field, academically and athletically. So, you know, you have to be tough mentally and physically to get it done. I honestly feel like they're my brothers right now. You know, we had a bond before we came into Michigan. So right now, you know, we're just living together. You just learn more about each other each day. You know, being in a room with Coach Harbaugh one-on-one, I mean, it's so unexpected what he's going to do next. You know, he's unpredictable. Yeah, I feel like this is home already.
Bush. Great kid. All right, NFL, MLB. To some people, those are just a collection of letters. And to those people hate sports. Now, these guys know intimately what those letters mean. Please welcome a Michigan alum and a Michigan fan, both of whom play professional sports, Jonathan Goodwin and Derek Holland, everybody.
Playing for Michigan in the big house is a life-changing experience. When you hear 110,000 fans screaming and cheering, it propels you to excellence. I'll never forget my first game, and I know the 2016 signees will never forget that moment when it comes.
Our next signing will be coming from, wow, that's hot, sorry about that. Our next signing will be coming from Baltimore, Maryland. Sorry, they got me here, that's great. So yeah, awesome. Let's meet our next guy, Steven Spinellis.
We got to see this tape a little bit earlier. You see how dominant that he is up front. Spinellis, 6'5", 315. I mean, coming out of high school with that height and weight combination, he's a tackle that could play guard, big, solid, strong offensive line. You see him on the right tackle position there. Can't have enough big fellas with Harbaugh, as I said before, running 8, 9 offensive linemen on the field at once. So this guy's going to get a shot to play.
If you want to ruin some coach's day, video this whole damn affair you got, including the athletes coming in. Coaches ain't going to sleep. Plus a number of stars that support Big Blue and the enthusiasm you had in here. I'm glad I wasn't aware of that when we came up here. But this is an impressive thing. This is the only one in the country like it. But Jim, it ain't going to be the only one next year. People are going to copy what you do.
Thank you, Coach.
When you take a look at Devin, you can tell that he loves to compete and he's hungry. He's a physical football player. And Stefan, we've talked about this, and you believe in it. It starts with that offensive line. If you got that offensive line, you got a chance to be pretty special. And it's another key clog to your offensive line.
That's right, building it the right way. By the way, I'll always float Derek Holland a pass, okay? He sported the greatest trash stash ever in the 2014 World Series, right? Derek Holland, anybody? Are we still awake here? What's happening, guys?
The Dutch oven.
All right, Coach, what did you think about, what can you say about Spinellis?
Love Steven Spinellis, tremendous family, big, physical, offensive lineman, can play guard, can play tackle. Either he will rattle your feelings when he gets his big hands on you. And Coach Drevno can't wait to work with Steven. And Devin, again, I mean, this is a linebacker that will come downhill and put his hands on you and put you down on the ground.
Yeah.
He runs from sideline to sideline. And teammate Devin Gill will also be coming up here shortly, linebacker, and Josh Medalist. All three of them on the same team, Flanagan High School, 6A state champions in the state of Florida. That is not easy to do.
That's right. That's right. All right. All right, everyone, I have an announcement to make. We did it. We are now trending in Ypsilanti, so congratulations. Woo! Good work. They said it couldn't be done. All right, well, here to share some of our social media updates is Detroit's favorite sportscaster, Brad Galley. Give him a round of applause. Brad Galley, everybody.
The next guy coming up soon will get a bigger applause. I get to sit next to Ric Flair today. Woo is right. What a guy. He's full of stories. But let's take a look at what we're doing on social media here. Conrad tweeting out, Hill Auditorium looks amazing. See what you did there, Conrad. Nice work. Congrats to Michigan football coach Jim Harbaugh on the phenomenal 2016 recruits. Of course, everybody's using that hashtag, New Blue, Go Blue alumni. Good to hear from some of our alumni out there. We see the students talk to these guys, got here at 8 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours before doors even open. Marnie Jagger tweeting, wish I was in Ann Arbor right now, but grateful for the live stream on Players Tribune. Our stars shine. Again, hashtag New Blue and Bright. I like the amazing New Blue and Bright. And then the Kevin Eaton tweets out, the Kevin Eaton, not just Kevin Eaton. This is the Kevin Eaton.
There's 6 other ones.
There's 6 of them, but this is the Kevin Eaton.
This is the one.
It is my honor to read you the Kevin Eaton's tweet. He says, the UMich Athletics and Michigan football bringing it big time on National Signing Day 2016. Let's bring in those recruits again. Hashtag New Blue, those who stay. Coach Harbaugh, you want to finish that?
Yeah, that's right.
They didn't tell me. We have another Coach Harbaugh. Coach Harbaugh.
I'm still here. Have to be a champion.
So let's help Coach out too. Those who stay.
Will be champion.
Pretty good. Those are the tweets everyone's looking at. The signing of the stars has me so pumped for college football season. And of course, the players, you know that M, the emoji, so popular too. Gotta love it. The signing day continues. I logged in for 2 things. Get introduced to new U of M players and watch Jim Harbaugh and Ric Flair wrestle. Maybe that's where your brother.
Maybe it's going to happen.
Are you wrestling with Ric Flair?
Those who stay will be champions.
He's back. He's back.
Those who try hard will stay.
That's right. I like that one.
That's pretty good. Tom Brady, Derek Jeter, 2 other reasons to tune in as well, as we see the hashtag trending New Blue everywhere. Back to you, pal.
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you very much. Give it up for Brad. Let's keep it going. Let's try and get New Blue trending. Now, if you guys thought I was excited to give a pre-taped intro to Bill Polian, wait till you get a load of this next guy. When I was a kid, glued to the television anytime there was a sporting event on, but once a week, my brother and I would go to watch and get to watch professional wrestling. In 1981, he earned his first NWA World Heavyweight Championship. 11 years later, we watched in awe as the man lasted 60 grueling minutes in the ring to become the WWF World Heavyweight Champion in the Royal Rumble. This is a man who, even though he's nearly 70 years old, we still call him the Nature Boy. Love that. I love this man. Please welcome Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Here he comes.
Well, if you know my story, you know it's not very often that I tell people that I'm humbled. But to be honest with you, I'm in a very, very humbled moment right now in my life because this is really cool. And no, you don't get it. I've wrestled in North Korea in front of 190,000 people. I retired in front of 80,000 in my last match. And I don't think I've ever had the feeling inside personally that I have this moment, because I know now that all the hard work that I put into my career gave me the end result of your respect. People like Todd Mache, Coach Holtz, Coach Shanahan, my good friend Jim Harbaugh, who first saw me wrestle in 1989, and then I motivated the 49ers for him. So much that they asked me to leave Charlotte, North Carolina, my home. I don't know if you followed that story. Steve Smith burnt one of my robes. But anyway, I'm humbled and so honored to be here. In 1968, I actually signed a letter of intent with the University of Michigan with Coach Bump Elliott. And yeah. His brother Pete was the AD. And I promised when the guys back there, I'll tell you, I spent a weekend at the Beta House with Jim Mandich, Dan Deerdorf, and a guy named George Hunsinger, a very famous gymnast from yesteryear. And I made up my mind I was never leaving Ann Arbor. Jeez. Woo! Man, in this town, you can stay all night and you can stay a little longer. So here I am, all these years later. Coach Spurrier, who Coach Holtz knows I've loved my whole life, retired this year because I wanted to jump on the bandwagon so bad, and Coach Spurrier left the Gamecocks, so I'm right here, and I'm blue, baby. I'm blue. You're stuck with me, man. I can't stand Ohio State. I got no time for Michigan State. And I know Bubba Smith, I'll tell him right to his face, Bubba, forget it, buddy. This is the blue, and I'm so proud to be here and so honored that you guys have given me this recognition. You guys, too. I love you, Mr. Harbaugh. Thank you so much. So,
Yeah.
you want me to give you a trademark?
Yeah, do a trademark. Uh-oh.
Like limousine riding? Officially, as of today, the Nature Boy is a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, loving old blue in Michigan, son of a gun. Woo! That's having a hard time keeping these alligators down. Woo! And remember, from now on, Michigan, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now, at the University of Michigan, you are the man.
Ric Flair, everybody.
Our next group of recruits are prepared to put some menacing hits, blocks, and tackles on opponents. They all know, don't go so fast. 13 years in high school, guys, okay? I'm announcing two defensive signees, Josh Mew and Tellez Lou and Von Vert Hill. Am I saying that right?
Lavert Hill.
Please give me.
Lavert Hill
Did I get
and
it out right,
Josh
Coach?
Metellus.
Josh Metellus and Lavert Hill.
I think this is Josh Metellus here, right? All right, it's Vert. Good thing I mean, how do you pay attention when you got him up there? That was awesome.
I'd sign Nature Boy.
Why not? Still moves well. You see those moves? Oh, the defensive backs, we've got a couple of them here, obviously. You're watching the cover skills, the ability to go back and go and create plays when the ball's in the air.
What's impressive, they play the ball.
Yes.
And when you don't play the ball is when you get pass interference, everything else. These people do it very naturally. Speaks well for the future.
And Josh Metellus is another one, 6 foot, 195 pounds, well built. I love his Twitter handle, No Excuses 23. the Flanagan team, which is becoming a little bit of a pipeline here in Michigan, down in Florida, Class 8A state champions in 2015. This guy's a four-star prospect, number 22 safety in the entire country, and you can just see by the tape, he is a physical ball hawk that likes to come up and hit somebody.
You can see Coach Brown, coming from Boston College, is bringing in the #1 defense, in collegiate level, and he plays a lot of pressure, and you're going to put a lot of pressure on those corners and a couple defensive backs. That's where it starts, because you got to have those great corners, and I'm sure you guys are excited about these two players.
Wow, that guy panicked, huh?
I'm not sure about the punt protection right there.
This guy studies the game. He knows the game. John, you like a safety to put his face on somebody?
We do. It's interesting in college football now. You've got to be able to do both, right? You got teams like Michigan and Coach Holtz that'll run the ball at you all day and play action pass, and the other teams that'll spread you out. You've got to have safeties that can cover people, can move their feet, can flip their hips, and can play like corners. So it's the game is changing, and you got to have guys that can do a little bit of everything, and he can do that.
See, I think we complicate coaching. You don't have there's only 7 colors of the rainbow, but look what Michelangelo did. There's only 7 notes, look what Beethoven did. There's only 10 numbers, look what Bernie Madoff did with those 10 numbers. So
that's so true. All right, guys.
Keep it simple. When they run, come up. When they pass, go back and cover the guy they throw to. Don't screw around with the decoy.
I totally agree with everything you just said, even though I didn't hear any of it. All right. I'm bummed our next presenter couldn't be here, and so is he. You first heard his music back in 2007 when he first made his first official mixtape. Made the rounds back when we were all selling cassette tapes out of our trunks. Remember that, Ric Flair? All right, good. This latest song, burning up the charts, is aptly titled What a Year. Detroit Rap City's own Big Sean.
Today's celebration wouldn't be official without a Cass Tech guy in the class. Michael Onwenu has one of the brightest futures of any offensive lineman in the country. Congrats, Big Mike. Detroit proud of you, man. Straight up.
Wow. Wow.
Michael Onwenu is, he's massive. Is he really 6'2", 6'3", 350 pounds? Absolute mauler in the interior. The strength and conditioning coach you're going to get with him might take off a few of those pounds, but you look at him dominating in the trenches. If you get in a phone booth with this guy, it's over. Lights out.
First guy I've seen that can play guard and tackle at the same time.
I tell you what, you're looking for that guy that can be your right guard or your left guard that can dominate that 3 technique. Usually the best defensive players in the field are that 3 technique, and this guy looks like he's got the strength and the size to do it.
Not just an offensive lineman. He could also be a defensive tackle just as easy. He's that athletic and he's got some nasty in him, John. It reminds me of Marshall Yonda a little bit. That's a good thing, right?
That's high praise, no doubt. Just big physical guys. I was just talking to Mr. Flair here about his arms, and you said your arms were just as big as his arms at one time.
I weighed 300 pounds.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'm excited to have him here, and it was still a question mark, so I'm glad we got him and Lavert Hill and all these people. Now, most of Michigan football's position are taken by signees and current players each year, but there are athletes who come to Michigan certain of their academic future and hopeful to earn a spot on the team. They're called walk-ons, and the odds against them are stacked so high they might as well have won the lottery, which I contend you have a better chance of winning the lottery by not buying a ticket than you do by playing. The odds are better. But I'll tell you.
That's not true.
It is not true.
It is true.
It's not true.
I'm just kidding.
Whoever wrote that material
That's right. You
make
none of the shots you don't take. But I'll tell you something. Our next presenters increase their odds through dedication, hard work, and tenacity, and they show they got what it takes to play Michigan football. One of them went on to walk on to the NFL. The other is a hot prospect for the upcoming NFL draft, a Michigan player who helped lead the team to so many victories his senior year, Jordan Kovacs and Joe Carriage, everybody.
We both know what it's like to work all day and night in pursuit of a dream. When you're a walk-on, you've got to outwork the other players. You've got to be first to arrive and last to leave. You have to live and breathe football in school. There's no time for anything else.
When you're not in class or hitting the books, you're in the weight room, running endless miles or working on your football skills. Walk-ons have to live and breathe the game in a way that's difficult to fully comprehend. Our first preferred walk-on of 2016 joins a list of proud men who found a way to join the team. We're so proud of Nate Shanley, who's right here from Ann Arbor.
You can see, Nate, the versatility right away in the return game. Slot receiver type, looks like, can create after the catch, really good with the ball in his hands and has natural instincts.
I've never had a football team that we didn't have walk-ons play a prominent role in it, the same as you haven't coached in the NFL without a free agent, which is basically the same thing. Not only that, their work, their attitude is just great for the rest of the football team. Their unselfishness, they play the game because they love it, not because they're going to be paid, not because they're going to play in the NFL, because they love the game and they love the U of M.
I did all those things that those guys said. I was a walk-on at Richmond. I just sucked, so I wound up not being able to play. But Shanley's different. He's going to be a contributor.
It's not a long shot. Ask Ric Flair. You got to be the man. What do you got to do, Ric Flair?
To be the man, you got to beat the man.
So true.
And as I said before, Michigan currently and going forward is the man.
I agree. Couldn't have said it better. All right, one of our next presenters has 14 World Series bracelets up his sleeve. The other played an incredible hand when he helped us land Coach Harbaugh. Here's professional poker player Phil Hellmuth and interim athletic director Jim Hackett. Let's hear it.
Okay, y'all, a lot of folks don't know how much poker is played on the poker field, on the football field. Let's try that again. There are tells and bluffs, just like in poker. Is a guy leaning backwards, forwards, left, maybe right? And if that guy goes left one time, is he coming back right the next time? I don't know. Well, Michigan's next recruit knows how to read the quarterback.
Hey, everybody, go blue. I think we did a pretty good job a year ago getting the #1 recruit in the country. You know, Michigan is a family, and this is our next signee that comes from a great football family. His uncle's Chuck Pagano, who's head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, and John Pagano, who's coordinator for the San Diego Chargers. Like the Harbaughs, can you imagine the Thanksgiving? Who's going to win? These are wonderful people, and this recruit that we landed, Carlo Kemp, great student, great football player. Welcome, Carlo.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach. Keep it going for Carlo Kemp, who's in the house, making his way up to the stage right now. Yeah. Carlo, great tie. I mean, Phil Hellmuth was dressed up, by the way. That was dressed up for Phil Hellmuth right there. You look sharp, my man. Are you excited to be here? Excited to be in the presence of such great football knowledge as Coach Harbaugh?
Oh my God, it's incredible. I've never been in a football experience like this in my life, and I'm just glad I get to be around, Coach Harbaugh, who brings excellence on and off the field. I'm proud to represent that.
You bring it too. Let's take a look at your package.
A big reason why I came here is because when I put on this jacket with a symbol of the M, everyone recognizes that, you play for Michigan. That's a big deal to me. It's the tradition and the pride that Coach Bo Schembechler started here years before, and it's carry on that tradition. And hoping that you can once again bring a national championship to a place like this. To see Coach Harbaugh calling for me was just incredible. It was an experience that I never thought would happen. Now that I'm here, I just can't wait to give him everything that he thought I could give him. When you're on the field, it's a war, and you know you're going into war with your brothers, and if they're going to fight for you, you got to fight for them. I can't be, you know, the nice, friendly kid that I am off the field.
I was really hoping I was hoping not to be the person to talk after that last comment, but
Todd,
yes.
Todd, 260,
Yep.
and he's not shaving every day. This guy's he's a big, strong guy right here.
And you've watched a versatile guy who can play special teams standout and a 4.0 grade point average all 4 years in high school.
That's not wise to be smarter than your head coach. But I want to say, I've read all these resumes, you read all the stats, figures. Let me tell you the thing that impressed me most about this class. Number of football signees that you have are relatives of coaches or relatives of successful players in the past, but also are team captains. You not only have football, when you read this, you have stats, you also have character and integrity, which is equally as important as talent.
When you take a look at a 4.0 grade point, you're taking a look at a person that has passion, he's got preparation, he's got perseverance. You have those three things, good things happen on the football field.
Carlo Cap. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. You know, one of the things I love about this university is how it supports everybody in good times and in hard times. And the university lost a vibrant member of our lives last year when a young Chad Carr passed away. Coach Harbaugh, with his wife Sarah and friends of ours, Tammy and Jason Carr, are here to tell us about the Chad Tough Foundation. Coach?
Today is a great day for Michigan football. Today, young men across the country committing themselves to be a part of our family as we build for the future, as we welcome new members of our family. I want to take a moment to remember another person close to our hearts. Chad Carr earned his Angel Wings November 23rd after a valiant 14-month battle with IDBG. Chad loved sports. He loved to dance. He loved animals, especially his dog Tootie. He loved pizza. He especially loved playing with his two older brothers, CJ and Tommy. Through 30 rounds of intense radiation treatment at Mott Children's Hospital, Chad never lost his good spirits or fun-loving nature.
Chad's loss was felt by the whole University of Michigan community, and Jim and I have mourned alongside his parents, Tammy and Jason Carr. And today we stand together to help. So many of us in this room and watching this show have held Chad and his family close to our hearts. Their resilience during this horrible tragedy is truly inspirational. Through this personal loss, they have found strength to create the Chad Tough Foundation so that other children and families can someday avoid the crushing, brutal pain of battling pediatric brain tumors.
Jason can't be here today because he's at home with pneumonia, so I'm speaking on behalf of the family. But pediatric brain tumors, and especially DIPG, have a very small voice in this world. And today's celebration has made that voice much louder. And we want to thank Coach and Sarah, the entire Michigan family, for including us and for all of the support over the last year and a half. We are truly grateful. Chad had an important job to do on this earth, and it was to inspire people to get involved. I truly believe he accomplished more in his 5 years than many people do in their entire lives. The Chad Tough Foundation is his legacy of inspiration and change, and we are truly committed to continue his work. Thank you for being Chad Tough, and go Blue.
We strongly encourage you to learn more about the Chad Tough Foundation and how you can help this important cause. I also want to take a moment to thank Ira and Nikki Harris, who have generously made a matching donation of $50,000 to the foundation. Thank you, Ira and Nikki. Michigan football is building and attacking the future with enthusiasm unknown to mankind, and I want everybody watching to support the work of the Chad Tough Foundation. Together we can find a cure.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. All right, guys, there are Michigan football players, and then there is Charles Woodson. He may very well have actual Wolverine blood coursing through his veins. He's one of the best players ever to play here in the NFL, and he sent us a message from Hawaii to introduce our next signee, Woodson.
I want to say congratulations to David Long, one of the most dynamic players in the country. It's only right that you come into Michigan, man, to put on that maize and blue. Proud of you and happy for you, man. All of our recruits. But before I get out of here, man, I just want to say, on behalf of all Michigan men, we are Chad Tough through and through. And I'm so very proud of what's going on at Michigan today. Go Blue.
Go Blue!
David Long, you can see the height you look for, 6 foot. I don't think the mic's working. All right, 6 foot tall, 187 pounds both ways. He plays 19 tackles, 5 pass breakups, and interception last year. Last 2 years, 50 catches, 939 yards, and 10 touchdowns. When you look at him, he can play on an island. He's one of those corners that can match up and mirror a wide receiver. And you just see when the ball's in the air, too, the skills for offense translate to the defensive side.
Just think how good they're going to be going against the defensive backs every day, the receivers. They're going to do nothing but get better, because when you have talent on both sides, it encourages you to get better.
It's really unique that you have a defensive back that has the ability to catch the football. And when you have one of those guys, you don't want to lose them, because they get interceptions for you.
Coach, what'd you see in David Long?
Great things, great young man. I mean, here's what I see. Someday Senator Long. He is that type of youngster. And
a lot of these guys up here. You've really built a great class,
no doubt about it,
of good people and good players, and that's got to make you happy.
Yeah, and he's got 2 younger siblings, twin 7-year-olds, Dylan and Drew, that are going to make great Wolverines someday too.
That's a good idea. Let's hear from some more of our friends from the University of Michigan friends.
Hey, but I'm so thrilled to hear about all the great things being done in honor of Chad Carr and the Chad Tough Foundation. I'd also like to wish a congratulations to all the new Wolverines, and I wish you the very best in the next chapter of your lives.
I just want to congratulate you and everybody who signed with the Maize and Blue. Enjoy the moment, respect it, and go Blue.
And I just want to congratulate everybody signing with Coach Harbaugh and the Wolverines today. I know it feels great, Wolverines. Go Blue. Ooh.
I want to welcome all the new Wolverine recruits
You'll soon be under the careful guidance of Jim Harbaugh, one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time.
Jim Harbaugh, I remember him in the days when he played at Michigan.
I was a freshman in 1986 when Jim Harbaugh was my quarterback.
Jim, go get him. I wish you nothing but the best.
Jim Harbaugh's arrival brought energy, passion, tradition, and made Saturdays special again.
Only the beginning, my friends.
I think it's going to be an exciting phase of your lives, next chapter coming up with the coach and with all the great things that are going on with that organization. So congratulations to you, and I wish you guys the best.
The hard part has just begun, but the most meaningful part has just begun. Let's go blue.
Play hard, play well, go blue.
Go blue. Hail to the victors. University of Michigan, Wolverines.
Go blue!
Congratulations and go blue.
And you'll begin the journey to becoming the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Go Wolverines.
Jim Harbaugh and his staff did a tremendous job in year one, and with a loaded class headed to Ann Arbor, the future looks awfully bright for the Maize and Blue. Back to you in Ann Arbor.
Amazing. Oh! Incredible. By the way, did Vince Vaughn record that in an Uber? That was crazy. All right, our next two presenters are Michigan-born and raised silky smooth soul singer and Grammy nominee Mayer Hawthorne is from right here in Ann Arbor, and silky smooth former QB Devin Gardner grew up down the road in Detroit. For playing here, welcome Devin Gardner and Mayer Hawthorne.
Yeah! It's wonderful to be here at Harbaugh Palooza 2016. Thank you guys for having me. It's our job to make the new recruits feel welcome. We're the welcoming committee here, and but now we need everybody's help. All you guys out there.
Earlier, saw Owen Wilson on screen. I'm a very big fan of Zoolander. Didn't know that backstory. But the one thing I did notice is that he didn't do our amazing fight song any justice. Do you guys agree? I mean, it's the greatest fight song ever created, correct? So I'm gonna have to ask everybody stand up, please. Just please, everybody stand up out of your seats. And if you can't stand, pretend to stand. And we're all gonna do the fight song together as a unit in Hill Auditorium.
This is gonna kill Lou Holtz, but let's do it anyway.
Oh yeah! And everybody, make sure that he sings it as well.
That's right.
And if you don't know it, you mouth the word.
We're watching you, Lou.
Here we go. 1, 2, you know what to do.
Hail to the victor, valiant, hail to our heroes, hail to Michigan, the leaders.
Come on!
Hail to the victor, valiant, hail to our heroes, hail to Michigan, the champions of the world.
Go blue!
I just want to say one thing.
Hold on, here comes Lou Holtz.
Whoever
off
put
the
this
desk.
thing
Someone turn on his
together
mic.
needs a lot of credit. I've never seen so many celebrities, such a well-organized thing, or a more impressive event for a greater cause. I thank God I had the opportunity to be here. Thank you for allowing me.
Thank you, Coach. You carried the show.
Oh, no.
You carried the show. Big hand for Lou Holtz.
Oh, thank you. And I sang the song.
Now the fellows over here were asking if you do a dab for Chad Carr.
What is a dab?
It's like sneezing into your arm.
Amazing. He turned it into a Heisman. All right, Devin, take it away. All right, thank you. Devin, take it away.
It's always a pleasure.
System's pretty dead in here, and he ruined the fight song, kind of. You know, we had to get that out of the way. But I'd like to welcome the next group to Michigan, Nate Johnson and Kalik Hudson.
Nate Johnson, 5'11", 180 pounds, quick. First thing you see is he can pluck the ball on the move, transition up the field, and create after the catch. Also see him getting vertical there and going out and catching the ball. 156 for 3,067 yards and 44 touchdowns during his high school career. This guy's an absolute playmaker, and you look at all the prospect ratings. He's number 2 wide receiver in Tennessee, 31st best player in that entire state that produces a lot of good players. Nate Johnson's got some skill.
He reminds me of a guy that I had in Denver, Eddie Royal. Very quick, elusive, can make anybody miss. Big time punt returner. Looks like he's got a great chance.
Nate is smooth, and he can pluck the football out of the air. Great run after the catch as well. This is a smooth. Can you have enough good athletes? Coach Shanahan, can we have enough good athletes?
You can't. No, sir. Got to have athletes. Got to have people that can run.
They do things you don't coach.
And then Khalid Hudson, another athlete, 6 foot, 206 pounds, defensive back. He's done a little bit of everything. You go back and look throughout his career. He's rushed the football. He's returned the ball. He's been very good on the defensive side. 60 tackles, 3 picks, and returned 2 of those picks for touchdowns as a senior. And in the last 2 seasons, rushed for 2,282 yards and 41 touchdowns. Like I said, this guy, get the ball in his hands, and he's going to make something special happen.
Yeah, he's going to be a heck of a safety, Todd. And if these guys don't get it done at running back, sitting behind us, this guy can go do it. He can.
Wow.
He can run the football. He'll play both ways. This is one of the best, toughest, pure football players in the entire class. Khalid Hudson from McKeesport, Pennsylvania.
You gotta love it.
A lot of great athletes out of McKeesport.
All right. Let's hear it. All right, let's take a look at where these players play. Let's take a look at that.
You know what I mean. You can feel the excitement, the tension, the charisma that surrounds that stadium every Saturday afternoon.
You are looking live at the nation's largest stadium.
You can't imagine how much enthusiasm has been infused into this community.
They're grounding and pounding. They're coming at you. Their defense is no joke. Jim Harbaugh is an exceptional coach.
And all this week, all we heard about is Michigan and Jim Harbaugh.
Wolverine's going to win a big one in the big house at 3:30 today.
Place in the world to play football. I'm excited. All right, one of our next presenters left Ann Arbor for the Sunshine State while the other made his way from Florida to the Big House with a stopover in Iowa. Who cares about the weather as long as we're together, right? Here are 2 former QBs, Denard Robinson and Jake Rudock. Shoelace.
What's going on, Michigan? Man, it's good to be back here, but I don't miss the weather. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's too cold for me right now. So both of us being from Florida, I mean, it's kind of tough dealing with this weather, but we're the last people here, so we're gonna have a little fun and talk about how Florida is the best state to get football players, and we got Bush that's actually from our state, you know, he's from the area, he knows. So we just want to take time and just tell you how I basically recruited these last 2 guys because I'm in the state of Florida. I always look at the future talent that we have in the state of Florida. And I told Coach Harbaugh, I was like, you should recruit these 2 guys. So these last 2 signees are ballers, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be ballers in the Big House and make the Mays look good.
Yeah, we both know from experience all the talent that there is down in South Florida and the whole state of Florida. You know, we've played against each other in high school. So, you know, let's get a good round of applause for these next 2 signees, Devin Gill and Eddie McDoon.
Devin Gill, look at the linebacker position, 6'1", 225. This guy can move. He's a good athlete. 124 tackles, 3 interceptions the last 2 years. And kind of that we talked about earlier, safety, outside backer, hybrid, can play the overhang, can match up against some bigger tight ends and H-backs and bigger receivers. And also can be that guy that comes in and helps support the run. So a versatile defensive player in Devin Gill.
Well, you can never have enough speed. If you take a look at all their prospects, they all can run, they're all physical, and gives you a chance to match up against any type of offense out there.
I live in the state of Florida. I'm very familiar with Pembroke High School. Not only are you getting great athletes, you're getting people who know how to win, used to win, expect to win, and will win at Michigan as well as they did in high school.
I love it. Is that the best name ever, Eddie McDoom, coming up? Am I right?
I mean,
That's the best football name in
early
history.
all-name candidate. Eddie McDoom? I mean, how do you beat that?
You do it right there.
He shouldn't be a wide receiver, though. He should be at least like a strong safety. You got to move him, coach.
Safety.
Who? Devin Gill. Devin Gill, that's what I love about him. He played linebacker half the season this year with Devin Bush. I mean, he is that kind of athlete. Mother Nature's taking over. He's 230 pounds. He's going to be an inside linebacker. On to Eddie McDoom.
On to McDoom.
Polished receiver. Everything I read, this guy knows how to run routes. He's confident. He's going to go up and compete for the ball in the air. You see it even on this tape. Does a really good job in traffic. Those 50-50 balls that are up in the air, he tracks them down over his shoulder and really has a good feel for going up and attacking the ball.
Obviously, you've never been a coach because you don't talk about changing positions until after they sign. Then we do it.
Coach, they're committed. They're signed, man. Recruiting's over. Honeymoon's over, Coach.
The man is carrying this show. Lou Holtz, everybody. You like speed, Coach Shanahan?
You love speed. You know, one thing that's consistent with this draft class is speed. I don't care what level you're on. If you've got speed, you've got a chance.
The man can run.
I would rather have a slow man go in the right direction than a fast guy running in the wrong direction.
That's where our coaching comes in.
That's where the coaches come in. That's right. Thank God we got a great one here. I just love the last name. He sounds like a haunted Happy Meal. McDoom. I love it. I want to thank Jake Rudock and Denard. Rudock's definitely going to be playing on Sundays thanks to this guy over here. How great is Denard, by the way? Always smiling, right? He could be telling you that your mortgage is ballooning because of predatory lenders, and you're like, thanks, man. Thanks a lot. You're awesome. All right, Coach, I'm going to pass it over to you for some final remarks, and go ahead. Have a way, my friend.
Okay. We got backstage. They told me that we got some really good news. Awesome job, Randy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed doing this with you guys.
Awesome job, Coach Shanahan. Todd McShay, the best in the business. And the greatest of all time, Lou Holtz. Whoa! And that's our show. It's back to work. You know, we love to work. You know, that's what our team likes to do. Like Carhartt, United, will outwork them all. We'll go back to work today, tomorrow, next week, next month, the rest of the year. That's what we're going to do. But thank everybody here so much for making this a special day for these youngsters. A lot of work has been put in, and glad that we could celebrate this and celebrate this with your families. You saw Quinn Nordine and his family there. That's what I get to do. That's what I get to do all the time. I get to go around and visit all these families, and I walk out of those houses. It's not working, believe me. It's enjoyable, and for you to get to see that, I think that's great. And thanks for supporting them. Thanks for supporting us. Go Blue!
Go Blue. All right. Let me just say, it's 2016 shaping up to be another banner year for Michigan football. These guys, the coaching staff, have put together an amazing roster. Thanks to the University of Michigan, the Players Tribune, Carhartt, Delta, and all of you who came out today. We got the Migos and the Michigan Marching Band to take us home. Guys, go Blue!